G'day with the traders, I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warne DAWGS.
And Calvin.
Coach of CALVINATOR.
Right, boys, we are busy getting stuck into our teams, having a look, preparing for what we're going to do over this Easter weekend of footy.
Big weekend because there's games from Thursday right through to Monday.
Yeah.
And as we know this year, we've got those daily team announcements. So it does put a little bit of a challenge on for us. And the spanner in the works as we're making our moves. And a lot of us probably want to make our moves earlier in the round. But it means that just be across your team, and if there is that laid out or a guy isn't named for your team, that you've got the bench cover there. That's probably the most important stuff. So don't go in too thin with your side, because we are seeing some players dropped already this round. So we'll see what it looks like anyway. But that's, I guess, the main things.
Right, let's check out what people are doing, because there is the most traded out players so far. With Jod Caldwell, of course, with that really bad hamstring injury. He's being dumped. But so are some primos, such as Neil, my boy Gaff, Riley O'Brien, and even Jake Lloyd. Roy, what is your take on these premiums getting
you've got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And a rule that we usually have is to hold your premiums. So with people like Neil and Lloyd, I think they're going to bounce back.
You know they're going to be like in that top group of players at the end of the year. And that's one of the reasons why you hold.
Yep, I 100% agree with that. But then I look at Riley O'Brien, who looked like he was going to be one of the safest ruckmen this year. He's averaging 49.5, and I can't see where 50 more points are going to come from. So I'm saying cut ties there. That is a fold.
And Gaff?
I'm really worried about Gaff, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, he did cop a bit of a serve from the coach this week. That's his
told
best
off at
chance.
training.
Yes,
If that rocket works well,
come on,
keep him. Otherwise, I'd be really worried, to be honest.
If he pumps out another poor score, Cal, I think you have to move.
And he's got to go.
Well, most traded in players, people are jumping on those rookies that they don't have. That's important to make sure you've got those big cash cows. But Josh Dunkley there at number 2, I think, well, he is. We love the Dogs this week because they're playing against North Melbourne, who are a bit of a rabble when it comes to letting points through. So we're going to see some big scores there. But Dunkley's the easy option if you've got the cash to go up from Caldwell, who is the most popular trade out. But people who may not have the cash have done some interesting things. Saw some names there on that list there. Taylor Walker.
Oh, come on, people.
And Blake Hardwick. Both guys that are the mid-price guys that you wouldn't normally do at any time. And they've never really been on our radars ever for fantasy. But could you do it?
Look, if you go on one of them, Hardwick, it's justifiable in some ways. There's no Sicily, days out.
Yeah.
He took 15 marks. He was coming off a 91. He's ticking a lot of boxes.
But Texan is at the moment, he's ticking boxes for 2 rounds.
Coleman medalist.
It's a cross, dog.
So what should you be doing, Roy? What should we do with these trades?
Okay, well, at the moment, I think if you miss those big rookies, you need to go there. So if you miss Goulden, Campbell, Jordan, they've all gone up, yes. So it's a little bit harder to grab them. However, you'll regret it in the long run if you don't have these guys. Their cash is going up at the rate of knots. So you're doing that. Also, people shuffling to get a Bulldog, that is justifiable. They are scoring really well. They're the Harlem Globetrotters in there.
They are.
And you've got to have a piece of it ASAP.
Especially this week. It's amazing. What are you trying to do then, Cal?
I'm trying to do a lot with my team this week.
You've got a lot to do.
And I'm starting with, I'm going to dump, of course, Caldwell and Rao, who I held last week after Crafty Little Cow's efforts. And bringing in one of those Bulldogs in Dunkley. And I'm going down to Devon Robinson. Now, that's going to free me up around 400k.
So you're going in this week with that much coin?
Yeah, already. It's going to be able to fix up a big boy McElroy, and turn him into someone decent next week.
And you're going to miss out on Grundy's massive score this week.
I'll be the judge of that, dog. I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, it's very interesting because I'm finding it hard to generate money at this type of year, but I'm patching up there. So I've got the same outs as you, but I'm going to bring in Dunkley and a bit of value in coming through some DPP action.
All right, I'm bringing in, well, actually, I'm trading out Jai Caldwell, as everyone's got. But I've got a luxury trade in Paddy Dow. He's going. And
that's not a luxury.
Yeah, it is. You've got to get
necessity.
Rid of it. But Ridley's the one that's coming in for me. I don't have the coin to really get the midfielder that I want, but I'm just going to bank these defenders who are scoring well.
His name mentioned all year.
Ridley takes all of those kick-ins. He plays on basically 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Bombers are going to have a lot of scores against them. I'm hoping a lot of them are behind.
Oh my gosh!
Demise of the dog is coming a lot earlier than I
can
thought.
justify that however you want, Dog.
Well, the thing is, though, Cal, I'm going to have a very good captain this week. What have you got for me?
Well, we talked about North Melbourne giving up the most points so far this year, especially to midfielders, and that's why we are locking in Jack McRae. Now, he's only playing the league that's gone over 110 twice this year. And against the Suns last week, the top 5 Suns last week against North Melbourne averaged 118.
I don't have him.
You don't have him. But you've got Zach Merritt, because, funnily enough, St Kilda are equally giving up the most points to North Melbourne. You wouldn't have thought that. So last week, Oliver had 130 against him. The tracker had 124. And in his last 5 against Port, ticking the box here for Zach, he has gone at 119. So
against St Kilda.
Yes, against that. So that makes all sense.
Last week.
Makes a lot of common sense there. And as you said, Brodie Grundy up against a ruckless Brisbane. He should have a field day.
Well, Allendon, he's got Fullerton, bit of Joe Dano. He'll have 140.
He's excited about that, I can tell.
He's very excited about it.
Considering going to sea just straight there.
But
I think I've got to go.
You toe the company along.
I do. And then I can blame you.
Exactly what you do.
But you haven't got a lot right so far this year.
No, you haven't.
No. All right.
Go easy, Dog.
Good luck. Make sure you're across all those lockouts. Get your team set and use your 2 trades wisely. Happy trading.